He won a Golden Globe for his role in Beauty and the Beast and is a star and executive producer of the Amazon series Hand of God. His sometimes hilarious, sometimes heartbreaking memoir, Easy Street, is an insightful look at his 35-year journey to stardom, and we're so excited to be having him here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ron.
Yeah, right! I'm always shocked when people actually show up. The microphone's over here. You can all hear me, right?
Yeah.
Stand for the theater. From the diaphragm. Anyway, let me read a little bit of this thing. Haven't read it in a while, so excuse me if I fumfa.
You wrote it yesterday.
My time here has borne witness to a golden period, when there were real iconoclasts walking the earth, and I've watched those times evolve into these, when everybody's measure of everything is directly linked to the new phenomenon of social media. Everything has come down to what the next guy is doing, how to either stay with him or get ahead of him in rankings, ratings, hits, and follower counts. That's the mission for many. The solution is not retro so much, because there's nothing wrong with embracing technology for beneficial means. After all, it can reach more people. But the solution is a return to that time when a handshake was a handshake, when you said you were going to do something and then you did it. When if you had a friend, you helped him and he helped you. When if you said, I got your back, it wasn't some hip, empty epithet you heard on Twitter, but instead you meant it, and didn't run for the hills when the shit started to hit the fan, especially from the very people who profess to be your friends. This is what I was taught by my old man and what the greatest of generations, the group of people who lived during the time leading up to World War II and right in its aftermath, who were not only capable of putting their own lives aside in the quest for some greater good, but were also capable of real, true self-sacrifice. Not the momentary kind, not when it's convenient, not when it gets you more likes on your Facebook wall, not when it makes you more popular, not when it increases your TV queue, not when it makes you more attractive as a money earner. That's not true heroism. That's nothing to aspire to. That laundry list of names I made back in chapter 2, the one that seemed to go on for way too long, that was but a fraction of the real iconoclasts who walked the earth where my values and aesthetics were being formed. Those were the true heroes. Truly guys you could envision saying, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Even when all the lemmings were rushing towards something, no matter how empty or wrong-headed that something was. Anyway, that's just 2 paragraphs. How angry I really get in this book. By the way, are there any kids here? Because I would take them out right from. It's not going to go well for them. Although, you know, we're better for them to learn it than in a bookstore, right? Because after all. So I have to catch a plane tonight, and I really want to sign everybody's shit. I really want to sign. I would hate for anybody to go away without having their shit signed. So what I would love to do is just take some questions for 20 minutes or so, and then we'll get on to the business at hand. You know, we got pizza and beer coming. Yes. That's not true. But we could. Hey, man.
Someone order pizza.
So anybody want to ask anything? Yes, sir.
Yes, no, I'm a big fan of yours. You're awesome. I've been reading your book and everything, but one thing I wanted to know about you is you've done so many great characters throughout the years. Which one was the one that really you felt that's close to you as a human being, to the character?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I voiced Mickey Mouse back in the 30s. I can't even say it without breaking it. It's going to be like this tonight. I say over and over in the book, one of the reasons I write this is because I can't believe I haven't been counted out of this fight many rounds ago. I mean, most guys get a shot, or maybe 2 if they're really lucky. And I seem to be Teflon. I can make a lot of police academy movies. People still have the fucking balls to hire me. I've had way more amazing roles than I could even begin to address. And so there's about probably a dozen things that are tied for first. I mean, the obvious ones, you know, The Name of the Rose and City of Lost Children and the Hellboy movies and Enemy at the Gates, Beast, you know, just game changers. And so part of why I wanted to do this is just to acknowledge that I just can't believe how good everything got and keeps getting better. I mean, I'm in my mid-60s. You know, it's time to draw a Social Security check. But, it's as if I just got up to the starting blocks, and I'm ready to really run a race now. So, I don't know what the fuck your question was. I hope in some small way that I answered it. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hey, is there anything, any sort of aspect or talent you've sort of worked on in your own time that you've always wanted to sort of get to do in a role, like wanted to juggle or ice skate or, you know, do a guitar solo or anything like that?
Oh, God. Well, I really would love to be able to juggle and ice skate and do a guitar solo, but the reason why I'm an actor is because it requires no skill and no practice. I mean, if I had the, you know, what it took to have, you know, discipline and skill and practice, I would have been a musician like everybody else in my family. But it just was clear that, you know, the only time I would play the piano was for that 45 minutes when the teacher was there once a week. You know, there was no practicing. So I don't remember what your question was either. But,
I got a good answer.
That's my goddamn answer. I'll wait. I'll wait. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You seem to have a question.
Yeah. In your book, you said that to this day you're able to only read one word at a time.
Yeah. It takes a long time. I started, for instance, War and Peace. You know that great Tolstoy novel? 1967 I started that. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through. It's really fucked up when you're dyslexic.
Liking it so far?
That's the way it goes. A lot of actors are. Don't know why. I don't even know why I brought it up. Anybody? Sir.
Will you ever do Dances with the Stars?
You know, there's not that much in this life that one can be sure of. I'm damn sure of that. Sir.
Yeah, did it take a lot of, when you did play in Sons of Anarchy, did you do a lot of research, like on real MC clubs, and I mean, how was that for you, like on an emotional part of it, to actually come up with that character as strong as you did? Because I think you're like the strongest. You're like glue when you were the president of that club. And then, but did you do like a lot of research on MCs, and
well, you know,
how did you develop your character's play?
Kurt went out of his way to really go up to Northern Cali. Spent a lot of time with the Angels. Was obsessed with getting it right, but not just in broad strokes, but you know, getting in there and seeing all of the minuscule behavior, and set it as a family drama rather than as a bunch of guys who are scratching. You know, like bikers are very often portrayed very superficially. Right. So he was really obsessed with getting the nuances right. I'm not here. And then he directed us as to all the stuff we should be reading, what we should be looking at. But we all, it was imperative that we immerse ourselves as much as we could in the mindset and what it was that these guys all have in common, so that we could be as true to it as was possible.
And you actually write?
Yeah. Schwinn. 3 speed. Training wheels. But anyway, sir.
Hellboy 3, possibility?
Hey, Peter. One of the great filmmakers of all time right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Hellboy 3, not yet, but it's definitely part of the conversation. What I would say is that I think we're at the point now where Guillermo is finally seeing how serious an idea I think it is, and that I would say 55%. Sure. You got a chance of doing Hellboy 3. But you got to keep putting pressure on people. If you know, social media, whatever.
Down there.
Cool.
Did you have any heroes growing up when you were a child?
Tons. And that's very much in the book. I had so many heroes. My first hero was Mickey Mantle because I was a New Yorker, and he was kind of like a guy that they write poetry about. He was so much larger than life. You know, he was hurt all the time. He was battling this osteoporosis, which is this horrific bone disease, and yet he was the fastest. He just was this anomaly of characteristics that made him like John Henry. So here's my first. And I got most of my heroes from the guys who were my dad's heroes. So the first 4 chapters of the book is dedicated to what I learned by just being around my dad and what I took away from that. You know, he loved movies, which is probably why I got turned on to it at such an early age. And the guys he loved were all had a lot of swagger. You know, Perlman, Casper, Gable, and Cagney.
That's how when you came out so good.
Huh?
That's how when you came out so good. All the inspiration. Thank you.
Question from the nosebleed
For the people in back.
nosebleed section over there.
Get your own signing. Can everybody hear me? He's saying use the mic, but it's like, hello?
There you go. Now you got it. Reading your book, I relate a lot, so how did you get the willpower to keep moving forward when times were probably, when the odds were coming against you, the tide was starting to swing quiet, you have to pull yourself to swim against that current. How do you gain that, that courage to you where you are today?
I mean, it kind of looks like courage, when you look back on it. But really what it was I kept, every time I started to think about, man, maybe this is stupid to just keep banging my head against the wall, I just did an assessment of what it is in this life that would make me as excited as this does. And, there was nothing ever that came close. So there was never really any choice. I had to stay with it because it gave me, what it gave me back when it was working good was hard to put into words, but it was well, I'm glad I hung in there because I'm here signing books and shit. Yes, sir.
Why didn't you kill Jack Steller?
Well, if I wrote the thing, he'd be I would have killed him a bunch of times. Season 2, probably. But I didn't write it, so. Yes, ma'am.
On the topic of Sons of Anarchy still, can you share with us the experience of your final day on the set and how much time you, spend with you guys still now? Do you feel a sense of loss of that brotherhood?
I definitely feel a sense of loss of the brotherhood. We got really, really, really close in those first four seasons. Really close. And spent an awful lot of time with each other, both on set and off set. And then the story started to change. And I started doing a separate storyline, and just by nature of that, they're going their way, I'm going my way, and eventually, by the time we shot the scene where I get shot, I was completely adjusted to, the fact of that, and ready for it. And by the time we actually shot it, I had the script for about 2 weeks. So basically, that day was like every other day. It was like, all right, how do I play this and make you believe that it's my last breath on earth, and show you what I want to show you as I go out. Who am I going to be looking at for that last moment? What's happening here and here? And then basically it was just about getting it right. It was just about playing like any other acting exercise where you're just trying to, play what's on the page and be truthful and be real. And I had already detached by then, so it wasn't a particularly. I was very jokey that day on the set. I think, you know, those other motherfuckers might have been going, God, it's going to be sad to see Ron go, but I was glad. I'm kidding.
We weren't.
You got that cinema.
Huh?
We weren't glad when you left.
Oh, thank you very much.
Gosh, that looks so real when Jack spit in your face, man. Was that like special effects or?
You spit in my face?
Yeah.
What season was that?
That was season 5.
Season 5?
4.
Oh yeah, I blocked all that shit. Anybody over here? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any fans who are more intense than the Beauty and the Beast fans, and do you know the extent to which that subculture goes? And the fact that they have had conventions mainly about you?
I know all about the Beauty and the Beast conventions. They're even more serious than the Star Trek conventions, if that's possible. They're not as well attended. There's not as many of them, but their feelings run deep. But I mean, Sons of Anarchy was probably the most intensely responded to. That's not true. That's not true. Sons of Anarchy is like right up there with like that was a complete game changer. I mean that's been seen all over the world. It's run for 7 years now, and it evokes a tremendously powerful response from the audience. And so people are constantly wanting to yell out, you know, like what they think of me. Good, bad, or indifferent. Recognize that, hey, you're that motherfucker. You sure we don't have kids here today?
No kids.
Thank God. Anyway, I don't remember what your question was.
Just about the intensity of the Beauty and the Beast fans. I know I have not seen Sons of Anarchy fan art. Like the fan art there is of you as Vincent.
Yeah, some of that was like... Yeah. Okay. Back there. Way back, way back. Somebody waving? Oh, I love you. If I could just see you. There you are. Anybody?
What's your all-time favorite film?
Godfather Part 1. So should we, if nobody's got anything more to ask, maybe we should start the... Okay, this will be the last one.
Yeah, last one. Okay, honestly.
No.
You do have a question, yes?
Yes. Is it real, the whole thing about the parking tickets?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's not fiction, bro. It's real.
It's all true. Have you ever lived in the Bronx? Dude, parking tickets, bro. I double parked for 4 years of college there. Double parking ticket is an expensive ticket. That's why I fucking left. I went to I was on the land getting a master's at the University of Minnesota. Anyway, I'll be in the back if anybody needs me. Following you so closely on Instagram, you know everything about swimsuit issue, everything.
Oh, there was this